Oh, they're kangaroos.
Big reds.
Oh, lovely. Beautiful. I've never seen a kangaroo. Beautiful jumping.
They're jumping.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, look at them jumping.
But thank you to Nicole and Reese's moms for not only giving us extraordinary women, but really well-read women, because that's how I'm getting parts.
Misread. When this violence occurs, have you ever been afraid you might die?
Never.
Never. That must have been terrifying. Did you think of leaving him then?
I've thought of leaving him many times. But then I think about what we have. And we have a real actress.
Well done.
Because art is important.
I fell in love and I experienced an enormous amount of yearning and desire and emotions through reading books. I remember being a child and reading War and Peace when I was really young, like 13 or 14. and just being completely swept away by the characters, and it was during my summer holidays because I wasn't allowed to go to the beach because I have really fair skin. And so that was how I was in a room during most of the day reading War and Peace. Fantastic. It led me to being an actor. Had there been...
Hi, my name is Suzanne Moretto. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Suzanne Moretto is my married name. My own name is Suzanne Stone. That's my professional name. Suzanne Stone. It's not like I have any negative feelings about the name Moretto. Moretto is the name, after all, of my husband, who I loved very, very much. Oh, sorry. It's also the name of his parents, Joe and Angela Moretto, and of his lovely and talented sister, Janice Moretto, who have been like a second family to me, and who I regard as I do my own family, particularly since my recent tragedy. And who just through knowing and being related to them have given me what I think is a very precious and valuable insight into the different kinds of ethnic relationships that are part of the very things that I've been trying to explore as a member of the professional media.
I suppose I felt connected to Virginia and her work because I'd played her, because I'd had to conjure things of finding the words, finding the ideas, and her ability to delve into the most profound, deep subject matter, but with accessibility, is beautiful, and that's what draws me to her.
I miss London life.
This is not you speaking, Virginia. This is an aspect of your illness. It's not you.
It is my voice.
It's not your voice.
Mine and mine
It's the
alone.
voice that you hear.
It is not. It is mine. I'm dying in this town.
If you were thinking clearly, Virginia, you'd recall it was London that brought you low.
If I were thinking clearly. If I were thinking clearly.
We brought you to Richmond to give you peace.
If I were thinking clearly, Leonard, I would tell you that I wrestle alone in the dark, in the deep dark, and that only I can know. Only I can understand my own condition. You live with the threat, you tell me. You live with the threat of my extinction. Leonard, I live with it too. This is my right. It is the right of every human being. I choose not the suffocating anesthetic of the suburbs, but the violent jolt of the capital. That is my choice. The meanest patient, yes, even the very lowest, is allowed some say in the matter of her own prescription. Thereby she defines her humanity. I wish, for your sake, Leonard, I could be happy in this quietness. But if it is a choice between Richmond and death, I choose death.
Very well, London then. We go back to London.
Looks like Monica Lewinsky isn't going to get a job in New York for the time being.
Can't you avoid the fucking seminar?
I don't give a fuck if Monica can't find a job. Does fucking Monica care if my back hurts from milking those fucking cows? Does she fucking care that I have to clean up other people's shit in the fucking post office? You think losing your fucking job when you're about to retire is a big deal, don't you, Coleman? I mean, no, I hate to tell you, but it ain't! Having your stepfather put his fingers in your cunt, that's a big deal. Having your husband come up behind you with an iron pipe and hit you in the fucking head, that is a fucking big deal! Having your 2 kids suffocating and dying, that is a big fucking deal! Don't you ever talk to me like that. Because you don't fucking know. I knew I shouldn't have stayed.
Turn around! Go back where you came from! Go back!
Ida? Ida Monroe?
Turn around or I'll shoot!
I write historical fiction, so I don't have to answer to this, but I wonder, for someone who writes so nakedly about family, how autobiographical is this portrait?
My father was a loving person. He had his days, of course, but he was devoted to us as children. I would never have written this portrait were it true.
But I'm interested in how the father could be, in fact, a portrait of you.
I don't... Why do you assume that it's, we all take from life. I had to have our refrigerator repaired the other day at our apartment in Manhattan, and I was alone with this guy. I think he was Puerto Rican. He was sent over by Whirlpool, who I think it is, makes our fridge. Although he did say that he worked for an independent organization that Whirlpool subcontracts. I think he was retarded. There was an anger in him, and suddenly I became afraid for my life. I called Jim at NYU, and I asked him to come home. I think it was Frigidaire who made our friend. I'm gonna need to take a moment here.
Love? Oh. Huh. Must we? I was probably the worst bed partner on 5 continents. All my life, idiotically, I thought that sex seemed to matter so desperately to the man who wanted it that to withhold it was like withholding bread, an act of selfishness. And all that bread isn't worth a hoot in hell. What's always really absorbed me about life is what's happening on the outside. Action. Now that was something to be shared. I've always felt most at home in the most difficult places. But love? I'm a war correspondent.
Does it ever go away? No. I don't think it does. Not for me, it hasn't. That's going on 11 years. It changes, though. How? I don't know. The weight of it, I guess. At some point, it becomes bearable. It turns into something that you can crawl out from under and, carry around like a brick in your pocket. And you even forget it for a while, but then you reach in for whatever reason, and there it is. Oh, right, that. Which could be awful. Not all the time. It's kind of, not that you like it exactly, but it's what you've got instead of your son. So you carry it around. And it doesn't go away. Which is what?
Me as he walked past, just a glance. Nothing more. But I could hardly move.
When will I begin to live again? One day I'll fly away.
Because art is important.
Human beings aren't fiction. You have no idea what I had to go through to get to where I am now. So I can look at you and feel nothing.
This is not me apologizing, you dig? I just don't like to see you say.
I just want your love. I got to have your love, baby.
A real actress.
I do not see myself as a footnote to someone else's life.
The structure of DNA, the secret of life itself. We were so close.
But we weren't the only ones looking for it.
The instant I saw the picture, my mouth fell open and my pulse began to race.
Life unfolding right in front of us.
For a moment, everything stopped.
This achievement alone secured her place in history. Well, it should have.
We could see everything. Really see it. Except sometimes what was right in front of us.
Sorry you couldn't have your own kids.
What do you say?
I mean, we weren't blank pages, were we? Like your own would have been. You weren't just adopting us, but our past as well. And I feel like we're killing you.
I could have had kids.
What?
We chose not to have kids. We wanted the two of you. That's what we wanted. We wanted the two of you in our lives. That's what we chose. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with you, Dad. Because we both felt that the world has enough people in it. To have a child, I'm not guaranteed we were going to make anything better, but to take a child that's suffering like you boys were, give you a chance in the world, that's something.
I bet you never imagined it being this hard.
It's not a matter of hard. It's not a matter... There's only one path for me. And that's how I think it. That's how this happened, because when I was 12, I had a vision. Some people would say that it was a breakdown, but my dad was alcoholic, you know that, and he wasn't a good man. He was out of control, and I was standing out the back of our house. I was looking out across this field, and I just wanted the earth to swallow me up, and I felt an electric current. It was like a shock, like a jolt through my whole body. And then I saw a brown-skinned child across that field. And then it was standing beside me, and it was right there, and I could feel it so strongly. And for the first time in my life, I felt something good. I felt good. And I knew it was guiding me, and I knew that I was going to be fine. It was as if at that moment I could see it. I could see my future right there.
And so that was how I was in a room during most of the day reading War and Peace. Fantastic. It led me to being an actor.